Da, 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 da. Good morning.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. You know what
Good
today? You know what
morning.
today is? You know what today
What?
is? My 14th wedding anniversary.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Because it is
It
also
is.
Ashley Judd's birthday, which I know you share.
God. Why do you gotta bring the house down like that? You gotta
Well,
bring
why'd you
it
have to get
down.
married on her birthday? Why'd you do that?
I know. I didn't even know. I didn't even know. You know what's so weird is that we got married and then I met you like 3 days later. It's just like the weirdest thing. Like it's so odd that you weren't in my wedding. You know what I
I
mean?
know. Oh my God, it's the
It's so
weirdest thing.
weird. It is weird. It's weird that we were not in each other's weddings. Like we need to just do a do-over, you know?
I know. We kind of do.
Everything needs to be, yeah, everything needs to be done over. We should just redo our weddings and have each other in them. Get like the big ass dresses and everything and just redo them.
And
You
like
know?
making a double wedding. Because
Right.
our husbands aren't already long suffering enough.
They would really enjoy that. They would really,
love
really
it.
enjoy it. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Well, happy anniversary. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I forgot.
Thank you. It's okay. Oh my God. I almost forgot. It's totally fine.
Are you going to do anything?
My mom is coming into town. That's what we're doing. It's like,
Well,
so
that's
my husband, yeah, it's like
motivating.
happy anniversary. Your mother-in-law's coming to town. Wah, 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 wah,
Ah.
wah. Sorry, mom, if you're listening to this. Sorry. Yeah, I know. So actually, when she gets in, he said to me last night, he was like, well, maybe we could go and just have like 2 hours of having coffee together, whatever, so we can reminisce on how awesome our marriage is.
Coffee at a Hilton? Would it be coffee
Right.
at a Hilton?
Coffee in a car somewhere in a parking lot at the Walmart. That's what we're gonna do. Hopefully we won't get arrested, you guys. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Marriage.
Well, happy
Mhm.
anniversary
Thank
indeed.
you. Thank you guys.
Uh,
Thank you.
I found the coolest thing today that I cannot believe I have never found before with respect to Acre Gold. Our friends at Acre Gold, of course, we've told you about them before. Acre Gold is where you can have a subscription to physical gold bars of gold that get sent to you that you can then have and hold and keep in your safe. I found their Instagram account. And it's actually really great. So if you are not following Acre Gold on Instagram, you should, because they have like all the latest and greatest little headlines about the prices of everything and why it's a good thing to invest in gold just to hedge against inflation. But they also have like some funny memes and stuff. And I've noticed that the great folks at Acre Gold are very responsive on their Instagram page. So like if people have a question, how long is it going to take for me to earn my first gold bar? They're super responsive to everybody that asks questions there. So check them out. You can visit getacregold.com/chicks to check out all of their different subscription options. And you can start investing in physical gold right now.
Awesome. You should be following us on Instagram too, at Chicks on Right. And then also at Locals, chicksontheright.locals.com. You guys, Locals is the greatest. I mean, it's just such a cool platform because it is a free speech platform. It's a really wonderful place for you to be because eventually we're all going to be run off of Facebook. Let's all just face it. It's inevitable that that's going to happen. So just make sure that you're checking that out and consider joining us on Locals, chicksontheright.locals.com.
Please do. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda says about your anniversary, do over with all of us. Happy anniversary. It is also my Ayla. I hope I'm saying that right. Ayla's first birthday. Isla?
Oh,
Isla?
happy birthday. That's the greatest birthday because it's never for the kid. It's for everybody else. The first birthday. They have no idea. They have no idea what's going on. No clue.
It's true.
It's for everybody. They're throwing cake. They have no clue. Greatest birthday. Happy birthday.
Now, I am going to share my screen, but it's not, and it's going to look like the TikTok screen, which it is, but I'm only doing that because the first video that I want to show everybody today is a nice little montage. It's a video montage of all of Biden's best moments on Easter. You guys, dude has lost it. Okay. So you're just going to see a little conglomeration of moments from Joe Biden on Easter. Check this out.
Quickly read brown bear, so you're all not soaking wet.
And they're not going to let me read it all.
I'll let you here. You can start us off. Okay, just stay.
She told me just sit. Don't move. She's a teacher.
I'm the teacher, you know.
Go over there. Where am I going? I don't know what to do.
Oh my God.
Happy Easter. All right.
Wait.
She's saying wave.
Okay, so I'm going to.
So she had to tell him to wave.
Oh my God. Okay, this is where we are. And is it just me, or are Easter bunnies like the people in the suits kind of terrifying? I mean, I
don't like it either. I don't like it.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. I've never been a fan of that. Maybe it's just me. I'm not trying to poo-poo on Easter. Easter is like literally my favorite. I love Easter. I love it, and I love the little bunnies. But like when people dress as bunnies, I've always been like, can you just not? Can you not? Giant. You just. My kids came to Easter. My oldest kids, they came dressed as giant bunnies. It was just they did it as a joke. And they were like scaring the dogs, and it was just funny. But it's terrifying, and it's not. It's just weird. It is a little weird, guys. Right.
Someone in light of the fact that Biden really was looking just extra demented on Easter Sunday,
Right.
Someone has put this lovely thing together.
Oh my God. Look at me. He's like, it's a book. America's Choice Home Care. It's the greatest. It's the greatest. They've been watching our show. They have been watching our show. I love it. Cheers.
Oh my God.
Cheers to the person who made that. It's fantastic. So great. I love it. She's like, look, Joe, it's a chick. It's a chick, Joe. And he's like, oh, it's a chick. It's a chick. Can I have my pudding now? I need my pudding.
It's bad,
my
you guys.
pudding with the special medication in it. I want it. That's our president, you guys. The leader of the free world.
Yeah, it is our president. Okay. You guys have all heard of Libs of TikTok, that phenomenal Twitter account that basically just shines a big fat spotlight on leftists being who they are.
It's the batshittery. All the batshittery.
It's all of it. But what's crazy is that now, of course, the owner of that account is getting banned on all kinds of platforms simply for showing leftists being crazy. And so I'm like, well, all she's doing is literally just retweeting. That's essentially what she's doing. She's pulling little videos from TikTok and saying, look at what this crazy person said. Yeah. And I don't know why she would get banned for that and not all the other people with the content that's crazy, but that's where we are. Anyway, Taylor Lorenz. I don't know if y'all have heard that name before. She's a reporter for Washington Post. She's one of these insufferable, awful people who is very lefty, and she just has this face. You know, I don't condone any kind of violence.
We don't condone violence. We don't condone violence on the show. But your fist forms. Your fist, like she's talking, and then all of a sudden you're like, "What's going on? Why is my fist forming? I don't know what's going on." It's like an involuntary response. We don't condone violence on the show, though. We don't.
Never.
We don't. We never would do that. Never.
We're just saying we understand if you also feel like a fist.
Like if your fist is forming and you're like, what's going on? It just happens when you see her face.
Right, exactly.
We get it.
So
right.
Taylor Lorenz apparently is doing a piece. Maybe it's already released at this point this morning. She's writing like an expose essentially on the woman who has always sought anonymity, has not wanted to be in the spotlight at all for Libs of TikTok. Even when she appears on Tucker, it's just her voice, right? Like she never shows her face. Anyway, Taylor Lorenz has made it her business to figure out who this woman is. She has gone to her family members' houses trying to get information about this woman. She's essentially in the business of doxing her, apparently. And what's most amazing about how awful this is, because she's even sent a note to Christina Pushaw DeSantis's press secretary saying, I know that you've retweeted her things and that you have liked her things. So do you have a statement before our piece goes to the press, gets published? And Christina is essentially like, yeah, here's my statement, you clown. So Taylor Lawrence is just an awful, awful person. But what makes her extra awful is that just a month ago, she was talking about how hard it is to be on social media, you guys. Look at her face.
God. Oh, God.
God. Listen to her playing victim.
I've had to remove every single social tie. I had severe PTSD from this. I contemplated suicide. It got really bad. You feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life. And it's so isolating and terrifying. It's terrifying. I'm so sorry. It's fine. It's really hard.
Those aren't even real tears.
Chick.
Like, there weren't even real tears coming out of her face. There was nothing coming out of her face. She was just I think she was faking that. Was she faking that?
I don't know if she was
who was the,
when
who
it
was the
happens to
person?
her, it's obviously really upsetting, but she has no problem doing it to other people.
Was that Anderson Cooper sitting next to her?
No,
who was that?
That was not Anderson Cooper. That was a
I was kidding,
that was
Mom.
another
I was
person
kidding. I was
who
kidding,
wants
Mom.
to be Anderson Cooper.
Right. They're identifying as Anderson Cooper? Is that person identifying?
And I think that person has a vagina. I can't be sure about that.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So that is that's Taylor Lawrence for you. She's really, really got PTSD over all
So
the harassment she
upset.
faced. But
So
she has
upset.
no problem doxing a whole other person and thinking it's fine. Oh my
Well,
god!
because that person happens to be conservative, so you can inflict all the torture on conservative women. Of course,
Right.
Don't you know that? I mean, conservative women can be doxxed, they can be threatened, they can be harassed, they can be abused. Don't you know? Of course, that can happen.
God, that just makes me so angry. Just makes me
Insufferable.
so angry. God. Also, great news yesterday that there was a federal judge who knocked down the CDC mandate for masks on public transportation. So yesterday was a really great day because essentially when she knocked that down, when she struck that down, she was saying the CDC had no business and no authority to create such a mandate. And so you don't have to wear masks on public transportation. Now, what immediately happened is because I'm going to show you a picture of the judge that made this ruling, because that became the story, unbelievably. Let me make sure. Yes, here it is. Is that it? Yes. I want to show you her photo. So here is the judge who made the ruling. Okay, it's Judge Catherine Kimball Mizell. She was an appointee of Donald Trump's, and she said that the CDC basically just didn't have justification for forcing people to wear masks on trains and on planes.
And she's right.
She's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. But what happened is that now that you've seen her picture, what happened is that people on the left decided she is too young to be able to make that call. She's 35 years old, and therefore how can a person that's only 35, how can that 35-year-old chick essentially make the determination for the entire country that we don't have to wear masks? So that's is that they're going with the ageism and sexism angle. The left is.
This is so crazy. Wow, because you have to be as old as Dianne Feinstein to make that ruling. Is that the thing now? Like this is where they are as a party now. So now everything it's based on age. Like you have to be a certain age to make decisions. What the hell is wrong with these people?
President at 35.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like that, her age has nothing to do with her ability to make a ruling in her job. It's just so nuts to me. So anyway, there was a lot of confusion yesterday because even in the presser, and I'll have a clip of Psaki addressing the mask issue in just a minute, but there was so much confusion because the ruling came out and then no one was making a statement initially. Like the White House was still saying, well, CDC guidelines still say this, so that's our directive, and so people didn't know what to do. Like people flew yesterday and were like, do we wear a mask? Do we not wear a mask? Well, ultimately, there were several airlines, the big ones, as you might imagine, immediately released statements saying the mask mandate is officially done.
It's done. Right, right.
And in real time, then, pilots who were literally about to take off were making these announcements to their passengers. The flight attendants were making the announcements. And this one little flight attendant I'm about to show you sang a little song. Look at this one. He was so happy. He was so happy.
Oh my God. I just love it. I
saw all these selfies of people like taking group shots of the whole plane without their mask. And you guys, I got misty over it. And then I got mad at myself because I'm like, why am I getting sentimental over something that should have been a freedom of ours to choose for the entire past 2 years? But I did. I got misty.
You're absolutely right. I know we had a little bit of a discussion before we went on the air about this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm angry about this. I'm angry because people are like celebrating this when we should be like, screw you, government. Like, you shouldn't have made this rule to begin with. So I'm on the different side of the spectrum. Like, you're all emotional about it and I'm pissed off.
No, that's my point, is that I am pissed off that I got emotional.
For being emotional. But I was never emotional. But I wasn't really emotional to begin with. I'm just like, good, how dare you make this an emotional thing? You know what I mean? Like, how dare you make this and also going back to the 35-year-old, like I'm actually really, I'm very excited that a 35-year-old recognizes that this was never something that should have been done to begin with. You know, that actually gives me hope for America, that she is 35 and she made this ruling. Everybody should be excited about that because she's considered a millennial, right? Isn't that a millennial? She is at 35.
35.
Yeah, because we have a 30. Yeah. We have a 30.
She might be just
we have a 30
now of the Z.
Right on the cusp, but still, that's freaking awesome. We should all be really like, yay! A 35-year-old like understands our fundamental rights. That's fantastic. That's awesome. We should be celebrating that. Because those are the people who are going to be making decisions for people in this country. That's great. That's fantastic. But the fact that people were like, you know, so I mean, I get that people are like, yay, we don't have to do it anymore, just from just from being a practical standpoint. I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, we should have never had to do it. So it's like, screw you, government. The fact that you're taking this restriction away from us, you should have never put it in place.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's so absurd about this. And it's a mind screw. You know, we're in this position where we're now in this mind screw, and they've made us like, it's like Pavlov's dogs or whatever. They've put us in this position where we're like, okay, we're trained now. We're all trained to think that they can put these restrictions on us. And then when they take them off, we're supposed to be grateful. Screw you. I'm not grateful to you. It's like, it just makes me so mad. It makes me so mad because people actually they're so grateful to the government for something that they shouldn't be grateful for, you know?
I don't think I am not grateful. I don't think the people
I know you're not.
happy faces I saw were grateful. I think they were just so freaking happy that they were maskless. Like they didn't have to follow the stupid airline rule. And what was great about it, I think, and what made me, I think, misty about it is that it was the airlines themselves who they had the stranglehold, right? Like they had the boot on their necks from the government that runs the show. And they were so excited to be able to share that with their passengers finally. Because you know that most of them have hated to to enforce the mandates. They've hated it.
That's right. They're right. But we should never let this happen again, you guys. Ever. We should never let this happen ever. I mean, it should be a lesson to all of us. After 2 years of this nonsense, I mean, we should at least learn something from all of this. I hope. Yeah.
Don't comply.
Don't comply ever again.
Yeah. You guys, reminder, by the way, that because the world is so completely bored, as we like to say, it's always a good idea to make sure that even if you're not like a prepper and you're not like going crazy, like planting your own gardens and like raising your own animals or doing whatever, which not that those things are crazy. I wish I could do them. But if you're not able to do those things and you at least want to have some semblance of a disaster recovery plan for yourself and your family, a good way to do that is to at least have an emergency food kit on standby. And the emergency food kits that are put together by My Patriot Supply are the best because they actually put them in these really handy containers that store for 25 years. You have access to emergency food that will keep for 25 years. Right now, you can get a 3-month kit, like enough food to feed you for 3 months, $150 off that order when you use our special link, which is PREPAREWITHTHECHICKS.com. PREPAREWITHTHECHICKS.com. Check them out. My Patriot Supply. They're amazing. All right.
Also, you guys make sure that you are checking out our Facebook insiders because they are also extremely awesome. We love our insiders. We love our locals people. We love our insiders. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you check them out because it's like an instantaneous group of best friends. So check them out.
For real. Okay, I wanted to show you a couple Psaki clips. I'm sorry, but whenever she fights with Doocy, it's kind of my favorite thing because he makes her so uncomfortable.
She was especially awful yesterday. Especially awful.
She's like so checking out, right? Like, so I think she's turning up the volume on the awfulness.
Right.
But he asked her about the mask thing. And of course, I don't even know if the ruling may have just come out when they were starting to have the conversation. So it was unclear how they were going to manage it. But here is a bit of their exchange about the masks.
This is a health authority, not an immigration authority. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. You said about this mask ruling out of a federal court in Florida that it's a disappointing decision, and you say you continue to recommend that people wear masks. Why is it that we can sit here in the White House briefing room with no masks, but people can't sit in an airplane cabin with no masks?
Well, Peter, I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor. That I'm aware of. If you're a doctor, I wasn't aware of that until today.
God.
Okay, not a doctor. Just making sure. I don't know. And
Nor do you play one on TV.
Nor does he play one on TV. There you go. Most days. But these determinations, remember the masking guidance is green, yellow, and red. We are currently in a green zone in Washington, D.C., so they're not recommending it. Some people can still wear a mask if they want to. Many people do, or wear them in meetings, or wear them at certain times where you're going to be around or sitting close to people, or maybe you have an immunocompromised parent or friend, and so people make that decision. And this is based on health considerations and data that the CDC looks at about transmissibility as we've seen an increase in cases on airplanes.
Then would the president support if a flight is leaving from an airport in a green zone, those people don't have to wear masks?
Again, Peter, there's been long a difference from the beginning about people on an airplane and in federal transportation vehicles and situations than where they are in locations. Like we here continue to be in Washington, D.C.
Nothing she said made sense. Except for the
She's
part where
insufferable.
people can choose to wear a mask.
Exactly.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
And you know what? That should have been the way it was from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? How's that for science, Jen?
God,
I swear. Like, here's a concept. Let everybody have a choice in a free America.
Exactly.
God, Orange lady. Good Lord. It's not hard. This is not hard. I mean, that's the science. Let people make a choice. And if they do have immunocompromised parents or they're immunocompromised themselves, wear a damn mask if you want to. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. There it is right there. Like she said it. That whole, like, you're not a doctor and the guy's like, you don't play one on TV. Do these people think they're funny? Like, I can't imagine being at a cocktail party in DC. Like, these people have to be the most insufferable people. I swear to God, I could not live in that place. That place seems like the most dreadful place to live. DC has got to be the most awful place. Does anybody out there live in DC? Because I can't imagine living there. Like, I'm so sorry if you live in DC, because it seems like the most insufferable place ever. Like, the people there. Ugh.
Well, and the White House Correspondents' Dinner is happening, I think, in a month.
Ugh.
It's happening. I don't know who's like hosting it or emceeing it or whatever, but yeah, that is happening.
Everybody. So Shooter McGavin. I cannot live there. Just be the worst.
I do have one more clip of her to play. It's about immigration.
Why? Oh God, why are you going to do this to me?
Well, because as you know, also Title 42 is wrapped up in this whole thing, and they're
Yep.
going to, remove Title 42, which of course means people are going to flood the border even harder than they already are flooding it. And now we're hearing these reports about terrorists being caught at the border trying to sneak in. And this exchange that she has again with Peter Doocy is pretty amazing because and it's one of those things where I'm like, yay, you get her, Peter. But then it's like he fizzles out at the end, right? Like he doesn't push back on how ridiculous her answer is. And instead he just moves on to another thing, or he just kind of peters out. No pun intended. But this,
or pun intended. Yeah.
or pun intended. This exchange is about the border. Take a listen.
Different topic. We have new reporting that at least 23 people apprehended at the southern border in 2021 are on the terror watch list. Why do you guys think it is that somebody on a terror watch list would want to get into the United States undetected?
Well, I can't make an assessment of that, but what I can tell you is that your data you're citing here means the Border Patrol was doing their job. I mean, they apprehended people at the border.
2,000 illegal immigrants a day got away last month. Are you saying that you can say with certainty none of them are on a terror watch list?
Here's what we're talking about: encounters we know and of suspected terrorists attempting to cross the southern border. They're very uncommon. We're talking about a few dozen annual encounters at most, and these encounters represent significantly less than the 0.01% of total encounters per fiscal year in recent years. But I'd note, these individuals, these 23 people, the Border Patrol, they stopped them. They prevented them from getting into the country. They're protecting our homeland and keeping us safe.
So the president is not worried about holes in the southern border being exploited by people trying to come in and kill Americans.
He's grateful to the Border Patrol for doing their job and stopping these people and preventing them from getting into the country.
And that was it. That was the end.
That's a super nice spin. And those are the people that we know about. Think of all the people that have gotten across the border that are terrorists. And let's look at this. Look at it this way. I'm sorry, not people, because I won't call them people. How many monster jackwad terrorists did it take to do 9/11? Think about that.
And that is what I wanted him to say to her is only 23. Only few. It doesn't take. It takes one to actually commit a terrorist attack. Right. And she's like, I'm so grateful to Border Patrol for doing their job. You are making it so hard for them to do their job. Right. And they won't give them the resources they need. Everyone is super frustrated. And she's going to be like, thinking a pat on the head to them is going to. It's
like, they're there.
Okay?
They're there. It took a handful of them to kill thousands of Americans. Do we forget that? They don't give a crap about that. They don't care. They're already here. They are already in circulation. They're already here. And it's because of a porous border. It's because we don't care. It's because that is the way they get through here. That's the way they get in, is because of the southern border. That's how they're getting in, and they don't care. That's how COVID's getting in, and they don't care. That's how a bunch of crap gets in here, and they don't care. They don't care about Americans. They don't care. And if they say they do, they're lying. They're lying to you.
When she talks. It's just
fists.
Like all the fists form,
fists. Right?
By the way, I saw on Twitter, there was a guy on Twitter yesterday who called us very unprofessional because we took a sip of a beverage during our show.
Really? I down like I'm constantly drinking my coffee. That's unprofessional. Listen, if I were we've been told that before. If I were in a workplace, which I've been in many workplaces over the years, because we worked in corporate America for like 25 years before we did this full time, right? It was probably more than 25 years. Yeah. We're old, dude. But I mean, like I would sit in a meeting and I would drink coffee the whole time I'd drink coffee if I was leading a meeting. I mean, it's like, I don't think that that's unprofessional. I never found that to be unprofessional. That's just it's either that or I'm not going to function. So.
Right. Well, I wrote him and I said, if you're looking to us for professionalism, you got yourself the wrong show. That's the wrong
Look elsewhere. Yeah.
Then he goes, and then he called us rhinos. And then I asked him, you are aware that no one that I know of forces you to watch our show, right? I mean, nobody is actually doing that. as far as I know. And his response to that was, well, I like MILFs.
Oh my God. And you know what? The whole Republican thing, I'm not a Republican. I'm a conservative. So that's fine. If you want to call me a rhino, you can call me a rhino all you want. I don't give a crap because I don't, the whole Republican thing, that's fine. I'll vote for Republican candidates and that's fine, but I don't really consider myself a Republican. I consider myself a conservative. And sometimes I lean libertarian because a lot of these conservatives out there are not being very conservative. So yeah, the whole rhino thing, whatever, dude. Rhino. Okay.
So
I'm going to drink my coffee.
To summarize, we are unprofessional rhino MILFs.
Right.
So,
okay.
Congrats to us.
Yeah, that works for me. That totally works. Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to share a photo. Yesterday we talked about testicle tanning because Tucker has like a whole show about like masculinity and like, testosterone and all this stuff. So leftist Twitter lost their mind over, basically they're just like, Tucker is promoting, super non-traditional, weird testicle things for men, and like Tucker's crazy. And I'll get to Joy Reid in a second, because Joy Reid, did you know Joy Reid calls him Tuckum? That's her nickname for him. Like that's her big burn for Tucker.
Oh God, that's really okay. Yeah, and Joy Reid's the same person that's a homophobe, right? She's the one that went on. Yeah. Okay. So
but what was cool is that I saw a photo of what it looks like to testicle tan. And so if everybody wanted to have a visual of that, and I know you did,
we all do. Yes.
Here's what it looks like.
I can't.
It's like this giant red light beaming contraption. And dude is just standing there getting him tan. That's what that looks like.
I don't know. I can't. Maybe it's because I can't see it. Well, I need to. Is it because he's? Okay,
he's
wait.
Is it? And there's like this giant. There's like looks like a portable heater, kinda. That's like set up in front of that particular area. And
does he have to outstretch his arms like that?
No,
does he have to do that?
So.
I was going to say he feels the need to do that. He feels the need to go. Why does he have to stand like that? Why? I guess you don't really know what to do with your arms. Right. And when you're
extra manly.
And when you're tanning your nudicles, you feel like, what do I do with my arms? It's like, how do I stand? Do I go like this? Do I outstretch them? Do I put them behind? I mean, how do you stand when you're tanning your testicles? You don't really know how to stand. Do you like bust a move? What do you do? And that guy decided to just outstretch his arms. I get it. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Maybe it was for balance because he is standing on a rock. So maybe it was like a balancing thing. Anyway, I just thought it would be nice for everybody to know what that actually looks like. So that is what it looks like. Now what you're about to see is Joy Reid losing her crap about Tuckum talking about testicle tanning, and she just is so crazy. The tangents and the reaches that she makes are she's insane. Look at this.
Are resourceful men who are strong enough to survive.
Okay, this trip into Tuckham's dreamscape is absurd. I mean, testicle tanning, which supposedly raises testosterone levels in men, presumably not FDA approved, was absolutely a popular search term today. And we can make jokes about Tuckham's because, I mean, come on, and laugh at him on Twitter. But the message here is far more nefarious. It's about the so-called decline in masculinity and the rise of the left. God. And it's a message that resonates deeply with Tuckham's Gen X to elderly white male evangelical audience. The formerly bow-tied Dancing with the Stars contestants' hypermasculinity flex is some pretty blatant fascist posturing. The decline of real men is code for conservative white men who need laser beams to make white babies. And if that all falls apart, that spooky old great replacement theory is bound to succeed. What's scarier is what the rhetoric translates into. From book banning to abortion bans and laws that regulate procreation in women's bodies. And what is now an obsession with the false notion that scary liberal saboteurs are going to turn your kids, meaning your sons, trans. That fascist posturing has led to fascist tendencies on the American right that worship tough guy, fake tough guy, Trump, who even as a ghostly presence can still reign as a party boss as he recreates New York's Tammany Hall at Mar-a-Lago. And up next, what...
I cannot with her. Oh my God. Everything is... Every single story on her show is race. Every single, like everything she sees is race. What is that like to live like that? Like,
it has to be.
I can't imagine. It has to be. What is her blood pressure like? I mean, it's like, I can't imagine what it must be. God, her life is so sad. I'm sorry for her life. To see the world like that, I just can't imagine how joyless joy actually is.
And to think it's part of this nefarious plot.
My God.
Down, Joy.
Yeah.
What's nefarious?
The lasers.
How much our kids have been indoctrinated, and like she denies all of the stuff that's taking place in school. She's a total denier of it. And she's like, it's like nefarious testicle tanning.
Right. The lasers are going to give you white babies. The lasers. Yeah. God, these people are mental. I mean, they are just, because listen, the science, you can look at the science and it's absolutely true. Testosterone has dropped over the past 20 years. That's freaking science. That is true. I mean, that actually has happened. Why is that? Why have there been no studies on that? I mean, we're studying like lesbian squirrels. The federal government, there are actual grants on and I'm not even kidding. I mean, we spend money on the stupidest crap our federal government does. I was listening to something yesterday about where our tax dollars go. And I had to I was in the car. I had to get out of the car and take a break because I was just like, I need to go into CVS or something because I cannot deal with the money that we spend on stupid crap in this country. But yet we're not studying that. We're not studying why testosterone levels are dropping. Why is that? It's really weird. Is it something in our water system? Is it something, what's going on? What is it? We've never studied it. So, I mean, why doesn't she address that? Instead, she's like, oh my God, lasers with the white babies. Well, it's race. Everything's race, race, race. I mean, it makes fun of him. There's no reason to make fun of him. I mean, he's just bringing up something that is actually true and there's data to support it. He backs it up with data. So this lady is mental.
She's totally mental. It is time for My Pillow Talks. And don't forget, you guys, only $39.99 right now for a set of 6 fabulous, thirsty, scrubby, yummy, soft, but not too soft towels from My Pillow. Go to mypillow.com/chicks. Get yourself some. They're the very, very best ever. I'm so stoked about this first TikTok. I cannot even tell you. So there's this girl who posted a picture of her falling back and hitting her hip on her bedpost. Okay. And she makes this sound where she goes, ah. Okay. So not terribly unusual, but because that video was posted, everyone on TikTok is creating duets with it. And it is a masterpiece. What they are doing is so great. Look at this.
All right, we can do it. Okay?
No matter what I do, all I think about is like picking it up, everybody shake it up and stay alive, stay alive.
You have failed this city.
Okay, guys, get ready. Get ready. Katie, what's our starting note?
All right, whenever you're ready, take your time, okay? Me and you, don't be nervous.
Should have bought your flowers and held your hand. Ooh, listen, baby, ain't no mountain, ain't no valley, no, ain't no river wide enough, baby. Ooh. And I love you. Keep on falling in.
Oh my God. I just love people's creativity so much.
Because that's the thing. Why did she post that? What? Why would you post that? Does she do it for that reason? I mean, does she do it because she's like, people are going to duet me. I'm an idiot and I fell. I'm going to post this. People are going to duet me. Why would you do that?
Oh my God. It's just the greatest. It's the greatest
my God.
bunch of video. It's like the best collection of video responses ever.
I'm still listening. I'm letting my dog out. Oh my God, that is the greatest thing ever. It's so
the
great.
Greatest. The greatest. And then someone did something similar with this with this girl's obnoxious laugh. So at first you're going to see the obnoxious laugh, and then you're going to see how this guy made fun of her.
God, it's so great.
Oh my God. Okay, and then we're gonna have two dogs at the two dog videos for the finale. One,
that's a Great Dane. I see a Great Dane.
You do?
Yeah, the top one. That's a Great Dane right there, isn't it? Oh, that's not
Shepherd. No, I don't think so. But
okay.
the first video is the caption reads, "Pretend to argue with your spouse and see how your dog reacts." This dog does not. This dog is definitely on the wife's side. Watch. I don't understand why you're doing.
No, it's not. It's not even.
I just don't understand why you're doing that.
It's just.
I don't understand why you're doing that.
No, it's not. It's not even.
He's so mad. I love that dog.
Oh my God, that dog is awesome. He's like, "Don't you backtalk her.
Don't you
do
And
it."
then really this
awesome.
last video is just snouts. It's just like a collection of snouts. And I just love
Snooty
it.
snouts.
You
I
just
love.
have to
Oh
see
God,
it.
I love.
Look at it. It's just snouts.
Look
Just
at
a
the
whole bunch
snooty
of snouts.
snouts. Oh my God, I love. Oh my God, I want
they
all
so
of them.
cute?
Look at all the snoots and the snouts. Look at all of them, you guys. They're so calm.
I know. It's Sawney. It's like that. It's Sawney dogs in Georgia, that like doggy daycare extraordinaire. They always have
my
the
God.
dogs. Oh, it's the best.
And they're also sweet and calm.
Oh my God. If you've never seen the Sawney dogs videos, oh my God, when they all run around or they just look at this. It's just like endless dogs being happy together.
Look at all of them. Look at them.
They have like a giant bunch of acres. You should do this. You should be like a doggy farm where dogs come to play all day and they just have the greatest time ever. It's so awesome. I mean, and they're all so good. He can get them to pose forever.
That would be my problem though, is getting them to be good, because I can't even get two dogs to be good. That's my issue. I would have them, but then it would be like chaos and they'd all be fighting, and then there would be like, I mean, everything would be destroyed and people would come to pick up their dogs. I'd be like, "I'm sorry, your dog is mauled. I don't know what happened." there was a problem. I'm sorry. What happened? I'm sorry that Fido is there. There was an incident. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Because I can't control my dogs. They're out of control, Mock. I mean, you have like professional dogs. I don't have professional dogs. Ella is a professional dog.
Yeah,
Cash is it.
And she's taught Maisie very well. She's done really good training.
Right. Cash has taught. He's been a bad influence on Astrid, and they're both a disaster. And if I don't they're just bad. They're bad dogs. I love them, but they're delinquents. They are. You guys.
Anyway, those were your talks.
Oh my goodness, bring it in, you guys. It's my anniversary. I'm gonna go do anniversary things.
Happy day.
Well, I'm gonna work for a little bit today, and then this afternoon I'll probably do some anniversary things. You know
Oh, and Teddy Swims followed us. Teddy Swims followed us on Twitter.
He did follow us, even though you dissed his audio. He still followed.
I did.
He followed
I dissed
us.
his audio.
Which
If you guys didn't read that, make
right.
sure to check out chicksontheright.com, because I posted the whole story of my concert on Sunday night, and it was the Teddy Swims concert. And I was nice to him, of course, because he's amazing, but his the sound was awful. And so I wrote about that, and then he followed us.
Yeah.
I love it. So excited.
He's going to start, you know what he's going to do? He's going to write a post and start dissing our sound, is what he's going to do. He's going to be
like,
like
that date needs some carpeting.
Right, that chick in Texas, you better get some carpeting, biatch, which I'm getting in 2 weeks. So you guys, it's going to sound a lot better, I promise. I went to Home Depot last night. We're getting carpet in 2 weeks. I won't echo as much, so it's coming. So stay tuned for that. Okay, all is well. It's going to be good. We're making improvements all over the place to this podcast. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Okay, you guys have a fantastic Tuesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow, okay?